God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul, because this message is reaching you at a very sensitive moment of your emotional journey, and it is not meant to confuse you or disturb your peace, but to gently help you understand what your heart has already been feeling in silence." If these words are in front of you right now, it is because your soul has been quietly searching for clarity, not drama, not fear, but truth that feels calm, honest, and grounding. Angels are saying that love can exist even when situations are complicated, and feelings can be real even when circumstances are not yet aligned. This man's love for you is not imagined. It is not superficial. It is not something created by hope alone. His heart genuinely feels drawn toward you, and that connection has been growing quietly, sometimes even against his own expectations. You may have felt this in the way he looks at you, the way he listens, or the way his energy shifts when you are present. Those moments were not accidental. They were emotional truths revealing themselves in small, unguarded ways. At the same time, angels want you to understand something deeper, something important for your emotional safety and self-respect. His heart is divided, not because he wants to hurt anyone, but because he has not yet fully resolved the connection from his past or present. Another woman exists in his life, not always in the way you might imagine, but as an unresolved emotional tie, a chapter that has not yet been closed within him. This does not cancel what he feels for you, but it explains the hesitation, the mixed signals, the moments of closeness followed by distance. You may have felt this confusion inside yourself. Times when everything felt right, followed by moments when you questioned where you truly stood. Angels are saying you were not overthinking. Your intuition was speaking to you gently, trying to help you see the full picture without panic or self-blame. Your heart noticed what your mind tried to ignore, and that awareness is not weakness. It is wisdom. This message is not asking you to judge him, and it is not asking you to judge yourself. It is asking you to pause and see the situation with clarity rather than emotion alone. Love should never make you feel unsure of your value. Love should never require you to compete silently or wait endlessly for clarity. Angels are guiding you to a place of emotional balance, where you can care deeply without losing yourself in uncertainty. There is something very important angels want you to remember right now: his inner conflict is not a reflection of your worth. You did not cause his confusion, and you are not responsible for resolving it. His heart is standing between two emotional realities, and only he can choose which one he is ready to live in honestly. Until that choice is made, angels are protecting you from investing more than your heart can safely hold. Notice how this message does not rush you. It does not tell you to act immediately. It simply invites you to become aware. Awareness is powerful because it gives you freedom. When you are aware, you stop guessing. When you stop guessing, you regain peace. And when you regain peace, you begin to see what truly aligns with your soul. For now, let this understanding rest within you. You do not need answers today. You do not need promises. You only need to stay connected to your inner calm and self-respect. Angels are close, not to push you in any direction, but to help you remain steady while the truth continues to unfold naturally, at the right pace, in the right way. As this message continues, allow yourself to breathe a little deeper, because what is being revealed now is meant to bring emotional steadiness, not pressure. Angels are saying that situations like this do not appear in our lives to test our patience, but to awaken our self-understanding. When emotions feel mixed and unclear, it is often because the soul is being invited to grow beyond confusion into awareness. This man's feelings for you did not form out of convenience. They grew slowly, quietly, and sincerely. Somewhere along the way, his heart recognized something in you that felt safe, genuine, and familiar. That recognition is real. It is not something he fabricated, and it is not something you imagined. Angels say his connection to you touches a part of him that feels seen without explanation, understood without effort. That is why the bond feels different from ordinary attraction. Yet at the same time, angels want you to understand the nature of emotional attachments. Not all connections end cleanly. Some remain unfinished internally, even when they no longer serve the heart. The other woman in his life represents an unresolved chapter, not always active love, but emotional familiarity, habit, or responsibility that he has not yet released. This unfinished space inside him creates hesitation, and hesitation creates distance, even when feelings are strong. You may have noticed that his actions do not always match his emotions. Moments of warmth followed by silence. Care expressed indirectly rather than clearly. Presence without full commitment. These patterns are not meant to confuse you, but they do signal that his heart is still organizing itself. Angels are gently asking you not to interpret this as rejection, but also not to ignore what it means for your emotional well-being. This message is here to help you shift the focus slightly. Instead of wondering what he will choose, angels are guiding you to reconnect with what you deserve. You deserve clarity without having to ask repeatedly. You deserve peace without having to decode behavior. You deserve love that moves forward freely, not love that stays paused in uncertainty. Recognizing this does not mean you love less. It means you honor yourself more. There is a quiet strength growing within you right now. A strength that allows you to feel deeply without becoming emotionally dependent. A strength that lets you care while also setting inner boundaries. Angels say this strength will protect you from losing yourself in someone else's unresolved journey. It will help you remain open-hearted without carrying emotional weight that does not belong to you. Understand this clearly: you are not being tested to see how long you can wait or how much you can endure. You are being guided to see your own value reflected back to you. When you see yourself clearly, situations either rise to meet you or gently fall away. Both outcomes bring alignment. For now, angels ask you to stay present, grounded, and kind to yourself. Do not rush conclusions. Do not force conversations. Let awareness do its work. When truth is ready to surface, it does so naturally, without struggle. And when it does, you will be strong enough, calm enough, and clear enough to respond in a way that honors your heart. As this message deepens, angels are asking you to slow your thoughts and listen beneath the surface of your emotions, because clarity does not arrive through pressure or urgency, it arrives through stillness and honesty. Right now, what matters most is not what he decides, but what you are learning about yourself through this connection. Every meaningful encounter reveals something important, not just about love, but about boundaries, timing, and inner strength. Angels are saying that your heart has already matured beyond confusion. You may still feel tenderness, hope, or attachment, but there is also a growing awareness inside you that recognizes imbalance when it appears. That awareness is not there to harden you. It is there to protect your emotional peace. You are learning the difference between loving someone and losing yourself for them, and that distinction is shaping you quietly, gently, but powerfully. This man's struggle is internal. He feels pulled between what is familiar and what feels true. Familiarity can be comforting, even when it no longer fulfills the soul. Truth, on the other hand, asks for courage. Angels say his heart senses truth with you, but courage cannot be borrowed. It must be chosen. Until he chooses it for himself, the situation remains incomplete, no matter how strong the feelings may be. You may notice now that your energy is beginning to shift. Where you once waited for signals, you are starting to wait for alignment. Where you once tried to understand his silence, you are beginning to understand your own needs. This is growth. Growth does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels like quiet resolve, like the moment you stop questioning your worth and start trusting your inner calm. Angels are reminding you that love is meant to feel safe, expansive, and steady. Love that keeps you guessing, doubting, or emotionally suspended is asking you to pause and recenter. This does not mean you reject love. It means you redefine it. You begin to choose relationships that meet you in clarity, not confusion, and in consistency, not contradiction. There is also a message here about timing. Not every connection is meant to arrive fully formed. Some arrive as mirrors, reflecting what you are ready to outgrow. Angels say this connection is showing you how deeply you can feel while still remaining grounded. It is teaching you that your heart does not need to chase certainty. Certainty arrives naturally when two people are emotionally available in the same moment. Notice how this message does not tell you what to do next. It does not push you toward a decision. It simply holds space for your awareness to expand. When awareness expands, decisions become easier, not harder. You will know when to speak, when to step back, and when to move forward without needing signs or validation. For now, angels ask you to stay rooted in self-respect and patience. Let things reveal themselves at their own pace. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are aligning. And alignment always brings peace, whether it leads to continuation or release. What is meant to stay will rise to meet you in clarity. What is not will gently fade without needing force. As this message reaches its gentle completion, angels are inviting you to notice how your inner world feels now compared to when you first began listening. There is often a quiet shift that happens when understanding settles in, not loud, not dramatic, but steady and grounding. This shift is important because it shows you that clarity does not arrive through answers alone, it arrives through alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts, emotions, and self-respect begin to move together instead of pulling you in different directions. Angels are saying that whatever unfolds next in this connection will not require you to abandon your peace. If something is meant to grow, it will grow in openness, consistency, and mutual clarity. It will not ask you to guess, to wait in silence, or to accept uncertainty as a permanent state. And if something is meant to change or release, it will do so without chaos, without guilt, and without taking your confidence with it. Either way, you are protected by the calm awareness you have gained. You may now realize that love is not proven by intensity alone, but by presence and readiness. Feelings can be strong and still incomplete. Attraction can be real and still misaligned. Angels are reminding you that your heart deserves a space where love is not divided, where attention is not shared, and where emotional availability is clear and consistent. Wanting that does not make you demanding. It makes you honest. This moment is also about trusting yourself again. Trusting that you sensed what was true. Trusting that your emotions were valid. Trusting that your need for clarity was reasonable. When you trust yourself, you stop asking others to define your worth. You begin to recognize it quietly, from within. That recognition changes how you move forward, not just in this situation, but in all future connections. Angels want you to know that nothing you felt was wasted. Every emotion taught you something about depth, patience, and discernment. Every pause taught you the value of self-respect. Every question led you closer to your own clarity. This is not an ending filled with loss. It is a completion filled with understanding. As you carry this awareness forward, allow yourself to remain open but grounded. Open to love, but grounded in truth. Open to connection, but grounded in self-worth. When you hold both together, you naturally attract situations that match your emotional maturity rather than challenge it. Let this final part rest with you as a quiet assurance: you are not confused anymore. You are becoming clear. And clarity always leads you to what is right for your heart, without force, without fear, and without regret. If this message spoke directly to you, take a moment and write "Amen" in the comments to acknowledge what your heart already understands. Please like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who may need gentle clarity today. Your support helps this message reach the right soul at the right time.